Welcome back to another Minecraft survival house. Now this house is pretty easy to build. Once again, built out of cobblestone and simply wood, and it's got a giant farm on top and a giant animal farm on the bottom. Don't forget to look at these pictures so you can build the house more easily, and let's jump right in. Okay, so you want to start by first building yourself 4 blocks in the ground, just like this, of wood. Then at the end of these 4 blocks, you want to start by building yourself some stairs. So you want to build up by 1, 2. Then you want to go ahead behind them and build up just like this. And you want to build 3, 4. Then go underneath them again. And you essentially want to build up around 4 times. So that's the first time. And then that's the 4th and final time, just like that. That takes you pretty much into the sky. That's done. Essentially what you want to do is you want to take your blocks and you want to build 3 blocks back. So 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3. Then what you want to do is you want to get this block of cobblestone and you want to start building the frame of the outside. No. So once this is done, essentially what you want to do is you want to build the frame of the house. So you want to come onto this side and you want to build 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you want to come over here and build 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you want to get yourself a door and you want to come on this side and you want to build yourself 1, 2. Then you want to build yourself 1, 2, just like that. Now that that's done, we want to continue building the frame of the house. So we want to come to this side, and this is a little bit confusing, but it's not too confusing if you follow along. So what we want to do from here is we want to build ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4. And then along the bottom here, we want to build 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's in total 4 blocks along the edge. And then we want to build ourselves 1, 2, just like that. So that's exactly what I want to build ourselves. And then we want to add ourselves some cobblestone like this. Now, if you got confused by what I just built, don't forget to refer to the pictures that are at the start of the video. So now we're here. We just want to fill this in with glass, just like that. There we go. And so that is that part of the house done. The next part we want to do is we want to add ourselves the rest of the house. So we want to add ourselves more blocks. So we're going to add ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to add ourselves 6 here. Then we're going to add ourselves again coming across. We're going to add ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6 here. Then we're going to add ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to add ourselves 5 just like that. And once again, if you got confused, just So now that that's done, essentially what we've just done is we've added the frame of the house so that we can add ourselves the windows. And you'll know you've done this right because when you do the windows, you'll know that it will be symmetrical. So on this side, we're going to add 1, 2, 3, just like that. Here, we're going to add 1, 2, 3. Here, 1, 2, 3. Here, 1, 2, 3. Then once again, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So in the middle areas, all we want to do is we want to add ourselves... We want to add ourselves another layer of wood because this layer is the floor. So add yourselves one last layer of wood, just like this. And then in the middle here, what we're going to do is we're going to add ourselves glass, just like that. And again here, and of course again here. Now on the edges, on these areas where I placed the cobblestone blocks, we're going to add ourselves, just build up with cobblestone, and once again here, build up with cobblestone, just like this. So that is what we do for the start area. Now, of course, we need to continue this design round. So what we do is we add ourselves some wood and we extend this out just like this. Then we come over here and we extend this out just like this. And then we just join these up. So that's what that should look like. Then what we need to do now is, of course, this area, we need to fill it all in with wood. So start filling it in with wood. So now that this is done, what we want to do here is we want to add ourselves the final bit of the house. So on the back here, we want to add ourselves destroy this block and then add yourself some cobblestone like this. And then of course, on the back end, what we want to do is we want to fill ourselves in with cobblestone like this. So just filling in the walls just like that we're doing now. So now that that's done, now that the main area is done, instead of focusing on the roof, we can now focus on building the farm area, and we can now focus on building the downstairs area. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use ourselves our cobblestone, and we're going to build across. So in order to get the measurement right, what we need to do is we need to make sure that we build the down area first. So starting from here, what we want to do is extend this pole to the ground, just like that. So now that pole goes down into the ground. Now what we need to do is we need to extend this down outside to this area right here. No, just stop. Do that again. Take 2. So now that we're down here, what we want to do is use our cobblestone and build it all the way to this point right here, as you guys can see. And then what we're going to do is build this up just like that until this area right here. So right until this height. So build this cobblestone all the way up until this. Just like that. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's actually wrong. Shit. Now that this is done, essentially what we want to do is you want to extend this out by 2 more blocks. So we're going to do this, extend it out by 2, just like that. And then that's the spacing done correctly. Then what we want to do is we want to take our cobblestone and then extend this all the way out to the edge here until it lines up with this, as you guys can see. Then what we want to do is build this up like this. And then we come over to this point right here and then we connect this across like this. And then of course with this point right here, just build it down to the ground like that. So now that that's done, essentially what we're going to do is add the farm area in here. So we need to add ourselves the dirt like this. And there we go. So now that that's done, as you guys can see, we need to get our fences and we need to go around here like this, around the top part. There we go. And then what we need to do is we need to get ourselves hoes. And then, of course, we can hoe the land. But essentially what you want to do around the edge, if you actually want to use the farm, you need to get yourself a layer of cobblestone. And because you're not going to want to walk on your crops, around this side, what you're going to want to do is get yourself a layer of cobblestone and just go around the edge here. So that when you want to access your farm, you can do so whilst walking on a material that's different than your actual farm, like that. So now that area is going to be the farm area. Now we need to continue this design on. Then what we want to do is come over here and we want to add ourselves our cobblestone. And what we want to do is we want to extend this out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we want to come over here and we want to extend this out like this. And then we want to connect this across here. Then what we want to do is we now want to, of course, come over to this point right here. And we want to add ourselves our wood. And we want to extend this out. So use our oak planks like this. And then what we want to do is we want to get ourselves our dirt once again. And we want to fill this area in the middle here in. Just like this. Now that that's done, essentially what we want to do is we want to get ourselves some fences. And we want to come to the edge right here and build these fences down into the ground. Like this. Come over to here to the edge. Like this. Then we want to come over to the edge here again and build down like this. Then we want to come over here to the edge like this. And now we want to join up these fences across. So join this up all the way on here. Join this up like this. Then join that up. Let me double check I'm recording. Testing. 12 minutes. Let me just make sure there's no crazy lag. Oh, okay, we're decent. So now that that's done, essentially what we want to do as well is we want to build this across here so that our crops don't escape. Then what we want to do, of course, is as a gate. So get yourself a fence gate and then add the fence gate right here so you can access your farm. And then, of course, underneath here, this is just for design only. You want to add yourself some cobblestones. So you don't have to do this, but it definitely does make the build look a lot nicer. So just add this underneath. So I would just destroy all these blocks right here. So then place that there. So then all we need to do now is, of course, do the same over here on this side. Just like that. There we go. And then now that that's done, okay, what we now need to do is, of course, add ourselves the fences. So come across right here and I just saw fences going across the top. Then come across right here and build just the fences like this. Like this. There we go. And so now that that is done, essentially the main bulk of this build is done. All we need to do now is we need to get ourselves some more fences, and we need to essentially build the back bottom of the house. So come across here, just extend this across like this. Then extend this across like this. And then what we want to do is use our cobblestone and go all the way around. Then we want to come across here and go all the way around. Like this. Then we want to just build this up. Now, I know the back of this build isn't the most appealing, but that's not meant to be the main point of this. You can make the back of this build more attractive with windows and other stuff, but it's just meant to be the front of the build, and it's also meant to be a very functional build, very cheaply made with the cheapest materials you can use. That's why I don't focus on using insane stuff. Now, along the back here, of course, once again, you just want to add yourself some more cobblestone. But you also want to make sure that you add fences, but also another gate. This way, if you manage to find some livestock from the back, if you are playing in survival, you can bring them in that way. You don't have to go all the way around to the front of your house to bring in new livestock if you want it. And by livestock, I just mean things like sheep and other stuff like that. So now that that's done, essentially what we need to do is we need to go around this house along the top, and we need to build ourselves cobblestone. So we're just going to build ourselves cobblestone going around the top like this. So you want to go around the entire top, building yourself cobblestone. So now that that's done, what we now need to do is we need to get ourselves some stairs. And we now got ourselves some cobblestone stairs. And we're now going to do the same pattern design that we did before. So on the cobblestone stairs design, now I do want to say quickly, if you don't have cobblestone stairs and you don't want to do cobblestone stairs, if you would like to, you can do an alternative design where you just simply use cobblestone slabs and go over the entire part of this roof. You don't have to do it, but it's always an option if that's easier. If you're someone that wants a bit more design, this is where your part is. So come across the top and use yourself some cobblestone stairs just like this. And then extend the cobblestone stairs just like that. Then come across here and extend once again the cobblestone stairs all the way around the back. When you come to here, just make sure you twist and then place your stairs down. And then what we want to do is you want to place our stairs underneath, then over, then over, then underneath, then underneath, then I just make sure you place at the top half. That's where how you get it, because I was just struggling there. So underneath, so then top half of the block, then join it up. And then we go underneath here, like this, and then above. Then underneath, then over, underneath, then over. Then for this area right here, because the length is different, place a cobblestone block, then add yourself a cobblestone slab. So then what we need to do now is we need to add ourselves some wood, and you're going to need to add this anyways. So just, in fact, no, don't add some wood just yet. Add yourself some stairs. So get yourself some wooden stairs. And place the wooden stairs along the top like this. Then once again, go around the back and do this again. Then do this again, just like this. And then, of course, again, do this again. Just keep doing it until you basically get to the top. But when you get to the top of this one, just add a wooden block instead, because it will be easier, and I'll show you what I mean. And the reason we're adding stairs here is because it actually does allow us to have more space, which you'll understand once we get to the next part of the video. So add yourself this like this. Again, keep going. So now just keep going again. So now when you come to this part right here, just once again, turn in. So now what we want to do is we now want to use our stairs going across here. Didn't mean to do that. Let's just place this back. Then coming across here. Then extend this out. Then we got to extend this out like this. And then what we want to do is we want to get ourselves some cobblestone slabs and extend this out. And extend this out just to the middle part, just like this. There we go. So now that's done, that looks a lot better than it did before. So of course it does look a little bit weird at the top. And of course you might be thinking, why can't I add a cobblestone slab? That's just part of the design. You of course can add wood if you want to, because that is of course an optional if you want. So what we want to do in the middle here is we want to add ourselves some oak planks like this. Then of course you want to do the same over here. Like this. So now that is good for us. All we need to do now is add access to the downstairs area, and we just need to add some downstairs windows and add the irrigation system, which means adding water for our crops. So now that the main bulk of the house is done, let's add the interiors of this. So we come in here straight away, and all we need to do is add wood along these levels. So just go along here and add yourself some wood. You don't need to do this straight away if you're just building the house, but this is good if you want extra storage space, because I know that that is something that I need in my Minecraft survival world. So now all we need to do, grant access to these areas by getting yourself some ladders, cracking that open. There we go, adding a ladder on the edge. In fact, that doesn't work. This is for a different build. This is the wrong place. I'm messing this up with another build. For the downstairs area though, you actually do want to place your stairs here, if these bats will get out of the way. And then what we want to do, we don't want to add that there. In fact, we want to add that right next to this. So for this area right here, or this area, either way which one you want to do it. Let me actually double check. So what you want to do is you want to come over to this window right here, destroy the middle window, place up some wood. Then what you want to do, place the ladders like this. Excuse that. And then of course this area, essentially what you want to do, you want to place your chest down here, your torches, you want to place on either side at the top here, just like this. And you want to place your torches here. And because your torches are underneath the stairs that we placed earlier, excuse that, because your chests are here, it means you can actually open and access all of these chests. Now, of course, hopefully you don't have bats here, but I do, because I have poor lighting in this weird mod that I'm using, the shader mod. That's why the lighting is actually pretty terrible. But if I have any normal mod, you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly how the interior of this house looks. Just wanted to take off the mod so you guys could appreciate how it looks in the raw gameplay that you will be seeing yourselves, because you don't use the mods I use. So of course for this downstairs area here, it's mainly just wood. So just make sure that you use wood in this area. So we're going to set some oak planks. There we go. Then of course make sure to light up the area. Now I would do the windows from the inside, but essentially what we want to do is you want to go outside the build. Then what we want to do is you want to get ourselves some glass, okay? And then we want to add ourselves some windows. So what you can do is you want to come over here and you want to just destroy this area basically. So what we want to do is destroy these two sides just like this. Then we want to place glass all along here. This will make sense in a moment. In fact, if you're in survival, you probably don't want to do this straight away, but this is glass like this. So you can keep this area nice and open, because you'll be able to see a lot of different things. And so for this area right here, what you want to do as well is you want to make sure that you have easy access. So in order for that to happen, what you want to do is you want to get yourself a door like this. Then down here, what we want is we want to add ourselves a door. So we're going to break open this area. We're going to add ourselves some wood on the ground or some cobblestone. And then we're going to add ourselves the door right here, just like that. So that way we have a nice area to enter the house from, as you guys can all see. And now that that is done, we need to, of course, add something in the farm area. Now, for this farm area, you actually don't need to add much, because essentially what this is just an area where you keep your animals. So this isn't a farming area, although you can use it for that if you want. Up here, though, this is the actual farm area. Now in the middle here, essentially, we won't be able to access the forest crops. So what we want to do is we want to get our wooden blocks, and then along here, we just want to place some wood down like that, so that we'll be able to walk across here. Then of course, we need to add ourselves some water. So of course, for the water area, what we want to do is we want to go underneath here, come in the middle, and destroy an area, just like this, or just like that. Either which way, it doesn't really matter where you destroy the water, just make sure that one area is destroyed. Or what you can do alternatively is in the middle, which definitely saves a lot more time. In the middle, just like this, just destroy 2 blocks of water, just like that. Then over here, just destroy 2 blocks of water, just like that. And essentially what that does, if we come down here, it will add ourselves an area where we can actually create water. So now what we want to do is we want to place blocks back, then place the trapdoors, come above. This is quite difficult to explain. But essentially what we want to do is you want to have the water above the trapdoors so that in the farm, it just looks like we have trapdoors there. But underneath, we really know what's going on. So essentially, you want to know what blocks are by placing cobblestone down here, coming underneath, placing the trapdoors just like that, coming back up, placing this right here, then placing your water on here, just like that, and then placing the water. Don't open the trapdoors, of course. Now, of course, you want to use your hoe. And then when you want to use your hoe, you can just do this, just like that. And then you'll be able to see easily that this irrigates the entire area and makes every crop fertile that you are going to use here. And you can actually access all of your crops on this area, and you don't have any dripping water, and it doesn't look really strange. So that area is completely done. Of course, if you want, what you can do as well is you can add yourself another door right down here, because this is going to be easy access. So you don't need to leave your house every single time. So just add another door area down here. You've got easy access to your farm. In addition, of course, if you don't want to, continually keep going in and out, what you can do is just add one door like this instead. And then on either side, you can add yourselves 2 windows like this. So that's what you can do there. And of course, rather than coming in and checking on it, you can just check on it and just, it's fine. And then of course you can look outside there. So that is the final for the house. Of course, again, for this area as well here, you can do the same thing because of course this is the farm area. So essentially what you want to do is essentially in this area right here, you want to knock this block off right like here. Then essentially over here, you want to knock these 2 blocks off because essentially we need to make sure everything's lit up. So you want to place cobblestone, then once again do the trapdoor trick. So you want to have the spruce trapdoor, and then we want to place that there. And then when you break up to the top, in fact, we just place the cobblestone there, place the trapdoors there, break up to the top, replace the dirt. And when you break the cobblestone, you'll have that area there where you can place water in, just like that. So as you guys can see now, once again, we just have to farm this entire area, just like this. And of course, once you're actually doing your farming, you'll understand that you just walk around the edge. Now, you can walk around this edge like here, but it's not as effective because sometimes you will step on the blocks. So it's better just to walk around this area like this. And as you guys can see, even the edges get fertilized. So it's a very effective way to make sure that every area is completely fertile. So as you guys can see, that is the entire house completely done.